everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Darcia. So today I'm bringing you guys this really fun video where I kind of recreate SZA's look. I'll insert the picture right here. And yeah, she had this lime green wig on, and this was all over Twitter. So I'm like, yo, I have some 613 hair from Beauty Forever hair, and you know, let's get the show on the road. So I decided to just make the wig, dye the wig, cut the wig, fucking do everything I could on the wig for it to look a little similar. She does have a frontal when I have only a closure, so I tried to do my best to kind of get the same look as her. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do with what you have. So yeah, this is how the look came out. I actually also did a makeup recreation also of what I think her makeup kind of looked like. She is 2-3 shades darker than me, I would say. So getting the same vibe is a little like, you know, obviously I didn't turn into SZA like magically, but I kind of feel like I got the same feel, like the dewy skin and the nude lip and the smoky brown shadows, because she's a simple kind of girl. I threw on a nude tank top because she was wearing a nude dress in the picture. It's more of like a brown nude. I only had this type of nude. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you guys can be notified every time I post, because your girl does post 3 times a week. If you guys are interested into seeing this SZA transformation, just keep watching. Okay, so this hair is from Beauty Forever Hair. They sent me 2 24-inch bundles, one 22-inch bundle, and a 22-inch closure. So I'm just going to start by sectioning off the hair to make sure that all of the hair at the top isn't in the way of the hair I'm going to start dyeing. So I applied the Sparks hair dye in Lime Key in the bottom track. Unfortunately, I ran out of hair dye. This hair dye, there's not a lot that comes in it, so I thought that 2 packs would have been enough, but I actually needed 3. So I used 2 more in a pot on the stove. This is another hair dyeing technique. You can just squirt all of the hair dye inside a boiling pot, let it simmer a little, and then just dip your wig or your hair extensions inside of the pot. So the more hair dye, the more vibrant the color is going to come out. So all I did was let the wig simmer and dip in the hair dye for about an hour. I turned off the stove, obviously. So yeah, that's all I did to color the wig. This is how the hair looks like now. It's pretty dry, so I'm just gonna have to blow dry it and straighten it. Okay, so I have the wig is done, straightened and everything. Obviously we're going to straighten it a little later. Before starting off with the makeup, I'm just going to lay the wig just so it can be like nice and laid and flat on my little egg head. My mom just braided my hair. I think I have like 12 braids, so it's split in the middle and there's like 12 braids, just so my hair can lay flat under the wig. Usually when I make a wig, it's usually like a black brown wig. The knots are black, so I have to bleach the knots. Now that the knots are blonde, I'm gonna bring back some color into them using foundation or the excess foundation that was on my brush. So I'm gonna have to add foundation because there's not much left. So I'm just gonna use the foundation I'll be using today. I just like brush some on. I don't wanna brush too much. So all I'm doing is just focus the foundation on the part. If it's a side part, SZA had a middle part, so we're just going to do that. I love middle parts, that's always what I do. Side parts, I used to be a side part person in high school, and now I'm just like no thank you. So now our lace, it's nice and golden brown, just like my skin tone. So you do it the same skin tone. If you are like the shade of the lace, you don't really have to do that. But I have to do this extra step because I feel like it just doesn't match. It doesn't match. It's not cute. The cap is a little small. I don't know. My God. I don't know why I chose such a small wig cap. A frontal would have been better than a closure just to recreate her look. I look like a clown. Just to recreate her look a lot better. But the company, Beauty Forever Hair, only sent me a closure, so it's fine. I'm not mad at it. It worked perfectly. Oh my God, I am the Joker. Oh wow, this is different. I think I feel weird now, but I think I'm gonna like it better once I have makeup on. Oh my God, I look like I'm doing kids makeup. I'm just going to cut the lace, gently cut the lace because we don't want to cut too much. The hairline is really nice, like really nice. Rare in these AliExpress vendors. Their closures are really nice, but usually the hairline looks quite fake and you have to do like tons and tons of extra shit to it, but you don't have to do that. When I was coloring the wig, I noticed that there was a couple of baby hairs already cut out. Yeah, now that I'm pulling them out, you can kind of see them. Not a lot, like a couple. I'm just gonna add a little more really quickly. I don't know how many times I've said this in the video, but guys, you guys know this already. I'm not a professional with hair. I do this for fun. So I'm just gonna pull the wig back a little. I'm gonna apply some Got To Be hair glue. Apply this more so on my 5 head than on my hair. Just a thin layer. I'm gonna go into my blow dryer and just blow dry quickly and just pull the wig to the front. Now to lay the baby hairs that we just cut that kind of disappeared. I'm just going to lay them using this two-sided brush from the beauty supply store. And I'm just going to wrap that around with my fake ass Gucci scarf. So I had to take my top off because it's like super hot, but I am wearing a tube top. Okay, so moving on to makeup, we're gonna start with the brows. I've noticed on the picture right here that SZA has pretty, not thin brows, but they're light. They're not like, there's not a lot of product in them. So we're gonna go into an eyeshadow since I do not have powder for my eyebrows. I do, but they're too dark. We're gonna go into the color Dust in the Morphe 3502 palette. It's a little too brown. So we're gonna mix it with brunette. We're gonna mix Dust and brunette together. So these two shades right here. Okay, so now that the brows are done, well, semi-done, I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It is the multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Sand. And I'm just gonna carve my brows out. So we're just gonna carve out the brows. Her brows aren't too thin, but they aren't too thick either, which is pretty similar to my brows. The only difference is that my usual brows are quite dark. They're darker than this. And to buff out the concealer, I'm just going to use this BH Cosmetics brush. It's like a fluffy concealer brush. It comes in a kit. If I can link it, I'll link it for you guys, but I really like this brush for concealer. I was gonna do the eyeshadow first and then the foundation, but should I? I'll just do it, honestly. I'll just do the eyes first. You don't really need to because she's not really doing it. Her eyeshadow isn't really like something complex, like a glitter cut crease, but whatever. We'll just do the eyes first. I'm still priming with the Too Faced concealer and using that same brush, same exact brush to buff it out. I'm just gonna set that concealer using some powder. This is the exact same powder we're gonna use to bake, so you guys will know what it is in like 5 minutes. Just to set it. For eyeshadow, we're still gonna stick to the Morphe 3502 palette. She has like a blown out smoky eye, like brown based smoky eye. So we're just gonna do that. It's really easy. Look at all these browns in this palette. I'm going to go into the color tan and apply this as my transition shade, and just apply this with a Morphe M501 brush, and just buff this in the, not the crease, it's just the transition shade. It's like over the crease. We're gonna go into the shade Spice right here. It's like the same color as tan but deeper, and I'm using a Morphe M441 brush. This is not sponsored by Morphe. They didn't send me this. I just like their shit. What do you guys think about this whole Laura Lee situation? Let me know in the comments down below, because sis, this is dramatic. Next color we're gonna go into is Rich, which is a nice reddish deep brown right here. And this is a Chic Cosmetics angled eyeshadow brush. And you're just gonna press that in the lid right here. Now, you see how chunky this looks? We're gonna go back into the same brushes we were using. So now that we used Rich, we're gonna go back to the blending brush that we used Spice, and just blend the edges between Rich and Spice, just with whatever the excess spice that's on the brush, just to have a nice gradient effect. And then with that same M501 brush from Morphe, with the excess tan, we're just gonna blend out the edges of everything. That's literally what it looks like to me on the picture. Just a blown out brown smoky look. And the lashes I'll be using are the Lyra lashes from my lash box. SZA has, like, I think they're lash extensions, but they're quite fluffy and long, so I'm gonna go into a model that's quite similar to that.
Un sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey, où t'es, papa, où t'es? Où t'es, papa, où t'es? Quoi? Qu'on y croit ou pas, y aura bien un jour où on n'y croira plus. Un jour ou l'autre, on sera tous papa, et d'un jour à l'autre, on aura disparu.
So I noticed in the picture that SZA has really nice dewy skin. I noticed that she's not like a super matte beat face type of person. So I'm going to go into the Cover FX Illuminating Primer. This is a really nice primer. I love the quality of this primer, just feels amazing. I really like this primer. One of my old friends gave this to me. It just feels so nice, and it leaves such a nice, oh, look at, oh. For foundation, I'm going into something that's like not too light but not too heavy. I'm going into the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation in the color Cream Caramel. The brush I'm using is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, comparable to the IT Cosmetics foundation brush that I have, which costs like 50 bucks. This one costs, I would say in Canada, this costs about maximum $10. You can find it for a really cheap price. There's something in my eye. I'm gonna go blind. For concealer, of course, I'll be using the Too Faced concealer. Okay, so for powder, I'm going to be setting my under eyes using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the color Light Medium. I'm using the Fit Me Matte and Poreless Setting Powder in the color 330 Toffee. I just like this to set my face. As I'm setting my face, I'm taking off some of the excess powder, especially around my mouth. I set around my mouth because I get really big smile lines right here. So I just take off the excess powder because the powder seems to stay white, and I don't want this section of my face to be white. Okay, so I'm just gonna dust this off. Okay, now to bronze my skin, I'm going into the MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. This is like my favorite bronzer ever. It's just so warm and it brings back so much color into my face. But the main focus of this look, I've noticed that SZA's cheekbones were pretty chiseled. So we're gonna do something different today. If you guys have been following me, you guys know that I don't contour like ever anymore. I only bronze and then I cut it with some baking powder. So I'm gonna go into the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the color Medium Deep. And I'm using this e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush and just apply this right under where we applied our bronzer. Going back into that Maybelline powder, we're gonna cut the contour. But as you're cutting, you're gonna bring it upwards like so. So we're just gonna apply this right under the contour and curve it like this, just to give the illusion of higher cheekbones. Okay, so they look completely different, but that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna finish off with the eyes. SZA didn't really smoke out the bottom lash line. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, her bottom lash line isn't really smoked out, but she does have eyeliner. She has a bottom liner. So I'm gonna go into the Body Shop's Eye Definer shade. So I'm just gonna apply this on my bottom lash line, but really lightly. I'm just gonna heat it up on my hand. Really lightly. Using the excess product that is on the M4 Front 1, that had the Spice shade. I'm just gonna buff that down here because I feel naked. Just the excess color. I'm gonna get rid of the bakage down here because I don't want it to sit and just make me turn into Casper the Friendly Ghost. I noticed on the picture she didn't have much blush, so I'm gonna be using something very like muted. I'm gonna go into the Nika K blush palette, and this is the CBM03 palette. And I'm gonna go into that mauve shade right here because she doesn't have super pink cheeks. And I'm just gonna apply a little of this on my cheeks just to give a little more color to the face, but not too much. So to bring back some life into my face, I'm gonna be using the CC Glam Lavender Water because my face is looking super matte. So for highlight, I'm gonna go into Golden Flower Crown by Wet n Wild. I know you guys are probably tired of seeing this, but this is my favorite highlighter ever. Like, it's perfect. So I'm just gonna apply some. On the picture, you can't really see if she's wearing a lot or not. Yeah, she's wearing highlighter, but not like super beaming. I actually noticed that her inner corners are pretty highlighted. So I'm gonna go into Pure in that same Morphe palette and just apply this right here. To blend my fake lashes with my real lashes, I'm just going to apply some mascara. This is the Essence I Love Extreme Big Volume Lash Mascara. I just gave a random name to this mascara. And I'm just going to blend my real ones with the false ones and apply a tiny bit in the bottom lash line. So I noticed that SZA had a pretty nude lip. So you guys know that's my cup of tea. I'm gonna use the Sephora gel lip liner in Rosewood and just line my lips with that. And I'm gonna use MAC's Yash in the center of the lip. It's a pretty nice light nude, but I feel like it's a nude that's like black girl friendly, especially if you use a lip liner. And for lip gloss, I'm going to use the Buxom Serena Gloss. This is my current fave. To set my face, I'm gonna be using the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. This is my favorite setting spray to give like the really perfect dewy finish without looking oily. And the mist of this is beautiful. Okay, so I just want to give you guys my final thoughts on this hair. This hair is from Beauty Forever Hair. Like I said before, I've always loved Beauty Forever Hair. They've never disappointed me with the quality of their hair and how their hair like dyes and bleaches and stuff. I really, really like their hair. Even when I was like dyeing the closure, I didn't really get much shedding. I know you guys are wondering what the fuck is she doing. I'm just making sure that the wig is like super flat on my head. I feel like this works better than just like hair straightener. This just goes straight to the point and flattens the top of my head and makes the wig super duper straight. So that is it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys thought of the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Mwah.